So often in this level, enemies will spawn as you head through. So I tend to keep my laser on a lot. It's a pretty standard level, otherwise. Depending on the mission, you're going to want to take a different path. This bottom path gives you more points, so it's a little slower. Because you have to wait for the wait. The dynamite that show up first in this level, they're very good for comboing. Though they do tend to cause a bit of destruction. A gold beetle should spawn here, so keep an eye out for him. So if you stick to one of the sides, you should be able to avoid any explosions. The missiles always land in the same spot, so you should be able to routinely be able to dodge them. Also, there's a bomb bubble to the right here. If you go fast enough for this section, you should be able to avoid any missiles. And, you know, accidentally think it destroys itself faster than it does, so miss out on the combo, that's fine. You don't need it, technically. Going uphill is really slow. Just try to keep in mind where the missile explosions happen, like that. This section is kind of annoying because there's a plane that spawns, and it makes a really annoying sound until you destroy it, but you can't destroy it until it gets closer. You can use your hover to skip this entire section. It is a little slower, but it's safer. Also, I just wanted to show you because it's funny. Two simple glides will get you over that last platforming section. And it's pretty much a straight shot to the goal mount. As long as you go fairly quickly. If you go too slow, pieces of road from above the level will fall on your head.
Okay, I did it! I did it, Sonic!
100 rings! Difficult! Mostly because you can't get hit even once, or else you have to restart. You pick up every single ring you can. Try not to miss any. This top pack has more rings and is faster, even though you wait for missiles. Try not to miss any, at least. Try to hover as little as possible when on the ground. As you can head in a straight line, and your booster will activate, making you go faster. Although, you can still take this level fairly slowly, as the time limit for the A rank is literally the same as the time rank for the entire 4th mission. Don't forget the bomb. Just make sure you're careful. Try to avoid any damage that you can avoid. Now this section, if the plane's there, sometimes it feels like its bullets just go through walls. It can feel kind of unfair. I'm gliding above this platform again, simply to try to avoid any of these explosions that could happen. And that should be about it. Wait out these explosions and get the rest of your range.
I did it! I did it, Sonic!
Like in Mission 2, it's not going to be until the end of the level that you actually finish the mission. So, we're just going to go through as fast as we can. Very much just ignoring enemies, unless you have to shoot them. And unlike in Mission 2, we can get hit as long as we don't die. So, again, keeping airtime minimal is very much preferred. You can tell how slower gliding is. I did that just to show you how much slower it was. And staying to the inside of corners is also preferred whenever you can, if you're ever going around corners. Not much else to talk about until we get to the Chow, so just take your way through. Trying to stay to the inside. And now, we're going to want to jump up to the second or third one, and we're going to want to slide over and use this melody. This should bring us to the top of the area. Very top. And we can just hover over to the hunter. Right here. And I got hit on purpose. Totally. This is a backup. You can just glide back to the road if you get hit. And glide back over to the portal. You've got plenty of time, so don't worry about it. You got like an extra minute. And there's the Chow. There's also normally like a hornet or something by it. I don't know. Well, fourth mission is pretty much just like the first. There's not much to commentate about. You can really skip over most of the enemies in the level, since it's got a much lower point requirement. Takes top fast because it's faster. Targeting right away when you reach the weight allows you to get the hunter easier as well. Luckily, the golden beetle's right there, so you can go ahead and shoot him right away. You don't lose out on any points there. Otherwise it's the same mission. Just go straight as often as you can. Keep moving. And your area should be a piece of cake. You should finish the level about 15 to 30 seconds left if you're playing optimally. Or, well, if you're doing them pretty good. In theory. And if you wanted to, probably use Mystic Melody to get to the top faster. And just skip over everything. I'd have to look and see if that's faster. Otherwise, you can just run down the slope and do the dynamite. Get hit by a plane. You know, normal stuff. Very simple, very straightforward level.
Okay. I did it, Sonic!
Just like in the other hard modes, there's a lot more enemies, and it makes it very obvious that there's a lot more enemies. Most of the Hornets are going to have extra bombs. They just make it better combos for more points. Not sure actually why they have it. The top path isn't been 80% normal. There's still the enemies, but there's no extra missiles or anything. The bottom path has an extra Hornet that you can hear. I'd recommend the top path. And this is your first example of an easy perfect for the next stages. You want to target 12 at most when you're doing your combos, 12 at a time. Because you won't get any more points from that for combos. Target 12 and start to do some few extra hunters spawn, which is pretty neat. The bomb is actually in that bubble. Balloon instead of in a bubble. There's some extra things that force you to destroy dynamite too. Some little hazards. Nothing you can handle. These platforms will drop instead of just folding in. There's also just get to the right here to avoid spike balls. You'll notice that a couple of times there are platforms that drop instead of doing whatever they're gonna do. Since there's no way to stop the weight from dropping, I just let them drop me, and then I go back up. Whee! Finally, peace and quiet. Jeez. Plane never shuts up. So, if you ever fall, you can use Mystic Melody on this ancient ruin, but instead of bringing you to the top of the area, it'll bring you back to the beginning. Take this section slowly, since there's less platforms than usual. I missed it. As you can see, the gold beetle spawns in different sections. I jumped a little late, so I didn't get to skip. Skipping the sections makes it a lot easier to do, since you can see how it changed. Platform dropped, and that guy started rocking instead of just going down. Speaking of dropping, that's not what I was referring to. So this middle platform is going to drop down, but there's enough time for you to jump on it and then to the other side. Otherwise, it should be pretty similar to the first one, the same section. I mean, of course there's gonna be more enemies, but they're not a big concern. I mean, you could ignore all the enemies in this section and still get married.